As you can see on the screen, the Q3 projections show a significant increase in market share if we pivot the strategy now.
Intern stood at the end of the table, laptop open, hands still. She didn't flinch. But her stomach tightened anyway. The boss leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, eyes already bored. "I don't even know why HR keeps bringing people like you in here," he said. A pause. A glance around the room. Smiles from a few people. Silence from most. The projector behind her flickered. A system error message blinked once. Then froze. Someone coughed. Someone looked down at their phone. The intern opened her mouth. Closed it again. "Speak up," the boss said. "Or are you useless and mute?" Her fingers curled against the laptop edge. She felt the heat in her face. The pressure in her chest. She had written the code that powered everything in this room. Every login. Every payment. Every file on that screen. But none of them knew that. Not yet. The error message multiplied. Red lines stacked on top of each other. The boss frowned. "What did you touch?" he asked. And for the first time, fear slipped into his voice. The intern stood because there was nowhere else to stand. All the chairs were taken. All the important people were seated. The boss didn't look at her when he spoke. "So," he said, tapping his pen against the table, "tell us what you've been doing here for 3 months." His voice was calm. Too calm. She swallowed. "I've been assisting the engineering team," she said. "Mainly back-end." He cut her off with a laugh. "Assisting," he repeated. "That's generous." A few people smiled. Most stared straight ahead. She felt their silence more than his words. The projector hummed behind her. The login dashboard glowed white and blue. "I asked for results," the boss said. "Not excuses." She nodded once. Not because she agreed. Because she had learned that nodding ended things faster. "Do you even understand how our system works?" he asked. "Yes," she said. He finally looked at her. His eyes moved over her face. Her clothes. Her badge. Then he leaned back. "That confidence," he said, "is impressive." It wasn't a compliment. She felt the room tighten. "I stayed late all last week fixing legacy bugs," she said carefully. "No one else was assigned to them." He raised an eyebrow. "Are you saying my senior engineers didn't do their jobs?" The room froze. "No," she said quickly. "I'm saying the bugs were undocumented." "Aha." He turned to the others. "This," he said, gesturing toward her, "is what happens when interns think proximity equals importance." No one defended her. Not one person. Her chest burned. Her hand stayed still. The projector flickered. A small red warning icon appeared in the corner of the screen. She saw it immediately. He didn't. "I don't want to hear about your feelings," the boss continued. "This is a results-driven company." He leaned forward. "And frankly, I don't see results." The warning icon pulsed. She opened her mouth. Closed it. He noticed. "Go on," he said. "Say something useful." The word hit her harder than the rest. Useful. She thought of the nights alone in the office. The broken documentation. The system no one wanted to touch. "I rewrote the authentication flow," she said quietly. "The old one was unstable." He laughed again. "You rewrote it," he said. "An intern." "Yes." A pause. Then his smile disappeared. "That system handles millions of dollars," he said slowly. "You're telling me you were trusted with that?" She didn't answer. Because she hadn't been trusted. She had been ignored. The warning icon multiplied. Someone in the room shifted. "Sir," a manager said carefully, "the dashboard." "I see it," the boss snapped. The screen glitched. Numbers froze. Then dropped to 0. Silence crashed down. The boss stood. "What did you do?" he demanded. She felt every eye turn toward her. "I tried to tell you," she said. His face hardened. "You don't touch production systems without approval," he said. "That's grounds for termination." Her pulse hammered. "I had admin access," she replied. His laugh this time was sharp. "No intern has admin access." She met his eyes. "Yes," she said. "They do. When no one else wants responsibility." The screen went black. Then red. Error messages flooded the wall. The boss stared. And for the first time, He didn't look powerful. He looked lost. The room didn't explode. It went quiet. Too quiet. The red error messages kept stacking, line after line, like they were breathing. The boss stared at the screen, then at her, then back at the screen again. "Fix it," he said. "Not please. Not can you." An order. She didn't move. "I said fix it," he repeated, louder this time. "Now." Her hands stayed at her sides. Her heart was racing, but her face didn't show it. "I don't have permission," she said. A few heads turned. The boss laughed, sharp and humorless. "Permission?" He stepped closer, lowering his voice. "You already broke protocol. Don't pretend you care now." She felt the heat of his anger, the weight of his authority pressing down. "I asked for approval," she said. 3 times. No one replied. "That's not how this works," he snapped. "You wait." I did. For weeks. Someone cleared their throat. "Sir," another manager said, "clients are reporting login failures." The boss didn't look away from her. "This is on you," he said. "You wanted responsibility. Congratulations." She felt it then. The shift. They weren't scared of the system. They were scared of blame. "I can stabilize it," she said. "But I need access restored." He scoffed. "You think I'm giving you more control?" The screen flashed again. A notification popped up. Payment queue, delayed. A low murmur spread across the table. The boss turned to IT. "Why isn't this fixed?" he barked. A man shook his head. "We don't fully understand the new flow." Her stomach dropped. Not because they didn't know. Because she had known they wouldn't. She had written documentation. Clear. Detailed. No one had read it. "Bring up the old version," the boss ordered. The IT manager hesitated. "That version was deprecated," he said. "It won't integrate anymore." The boss slammed his hand on the table. "Then why was it changed?" All eyes swung back to her. She took a breath. "Because it was breaking," she said. Quietly. "In ways you weren't tracking." He leaned in close. "You don't get to redesign core infrastructure," he said. "You get coffee. You take notes." The words burned. Not because they were loud. Because they were familiar. "I wasn't assigned coffee," she said. "What's your tone?" "I'm explaining." "You're deflecting." The screen chimed again. Error rate, critical. Someone whispered, "This is bad." The boss straightened. "HR," he said, without looking away from her. "Make a note. Intern admits unauthorized changes." Her chest tightened. This was the moment. The one she had imagined late at night. "Not like this." "I have emails," she said. "Approvals. Slack messages." He smiled. "Oh, I'm sure you think you do." The smile didn't reach his eyes. "You're not an employee," he continued. "You don't have protection." The word landed heavy. Protection. She thought of the unpaid hours. The weekends. The praise given to others for work she had done in silence. "I stayed because the system needed stability," she said. "And because no one else would touch it." He laughed again. "You stayed because you were lucky to be here." Her hands trembled now. She folded them together. The screen behind her went dark. Then came back on. This time, it wasn't just errors. It was names. Client accounts. Major ones. Numbers beside them. Losses updating in real time. The room erupted. Phones came out. Voices overlapped. The boss turned pale. "Who can stop this?" someone shouted. Silence. Then, quietly, "She can," said a voice from the far end of the table. Everyone turned. A senior engineer. One who never spoke. The boss snapped his head back to her. "You," he said. "Fix it." She looked at the screen. At the damage. At the people who had ignored her. "I can," she said. A beat. "But not like this." His jaw tightened. "What does that mean?" She met his eyes. "It means," she said, "we do this the right way. Or it gets worse." The screen flickered again. And the losses doubled. The room smelled different now. Sweat. Fear. Panic pretending to be control. The boss straightened his jacket like that might fix something. "Everyone calm down," he said. "We are handling this." No one believed him. Phones kept buzzing. Emails stacked faster than anyone could read. She stood where she was, still not touching the laptop. "Why isn't she fixing it?" someone whispered. Loud enough. The boss heard it. He turned sharply. Because she caused it. Her stomach clenched. That's not true, the senior engineer said. His voice shook, but he didn't stop. She warned us. Months ago. The boss glared at him. You want to join her? He snapped. Because I can make that happen. Silence swallowed the room again. The engineer looked down. She felt something break inside her. Not loudly. Quietly. The boss stepped closer to her. You people always do this, he said, low. Push boundaries. Then play victim. Her chest tightened. You people? She asked. He smiled thinly. You know what I mean. The words didn't echo. They sank. A manager shifted uncomfortably. Sir, she said, maybe we should focus on resolving. No, the boss cut in. This is exactly the problem. He turned back to the intern. You were given an opportunity, he said. An internship. A chance to learn. She swallowed. And instead, he continued, you decided you were smarter than everyone else. She felt heat rise in her face. I did the work I was assigned, she said. And the work no one else wanted. He laughed. That's not how it works here, he said. You don't skip steps. She thought of all the steps she had never been allowed to take. Meetings she wasn't invited to. Emails she was left off. I asked to be included, she said. I was told to stay in my lane. The boss's smile hardened. Exactly. The word hit her harder than the insult. Stay in your lane. The screen chimed again. Client termination request received. A gasp rippled through the room. Someone stood. This account is huge, he said. If we lose them. We won't, the boss snapped. He turned to her. Fix it. She didn't move. Her heart was pounding now. Not from fear. From anger. You don't get to talk to me like that, she said. The room froze. The boss stared at her, stunned. What did you say? I said, she repeated, voice steady, you don't get to humiliate me and then demand help. His face darkened. You're an intern, he said. You're replaceable. The word echoed in her head. Replaceable. She thought of the system again. The one no one else understood. I documented everything, she said. Every change. Every risk. No one asked, he said. That doesn't make it disappear. He stepped closer, lowering his voice. You should be grateful, he said. People like you don't usually make it this far. There it was. Clear. Undeniable. A few people looked away. A few pretended not to hear. Her hands trembled. She forced them still. I didn't get here because of luck, she said. I got here because I'm good at what I do. He laughed again. This is not the place for speeches. The screen flashed. System lockdown initiated. What is that? Someone shouted. She felt a chill. That's a failsafe, she said. It triggers when data integrity is compromised. The boss spun toward the screen. Turn it off. I can't, she said. Not without full admin approval. He turned back to her, eyes blazing. You did this on purpose. No, she said. I built it to protect the company. From what? From negligence. The word hung heavy. The room buzzed with whispers now. HR leaned over to the boss. Sir, she murmured, this is escalating. He didn't take his eyes off the intern. You don't belong here, he said quietly. This place wasn't built for you. Her throat tightened. She had heard those words before. Different offices. Different faces. She straightened. I built part of this place, she said. You just didn't notice. The screen dimmed. Then displayed one line, bold and centered. Admin override required, creator access only. The boss stared. What does that mean? He asked. No one answered. Slowly, all eyes turned to her. The room stopped breathing. The words on the screen didn't blink. They didn't fade. Admin override required, creator access only. The boss read it once. Then again. His mouth opened, but nothing came out. That's not possible, he said finally. He turned to IT. Who wrote this? No one answered. The senior engineer swallowed. She did. The word did landed like a dropped glass. The boss laughed, too loudly. This is a joke, he said. An intern doesn't design fail-safes. I wasn't an intern when I built that part, she said quietly. His head snapped toward her. What? She felt every eye on her now. Not dismissive. Curious. Afraid. I was brought in early, she continued. Before the internship title. Before the budget approvals. Stop talking, he said. She didn't. You had a crisis, she said. A legacy system no one could stabilize. That's confidential. So was my role. The screen chimed again. Data freeze in effect. Someone swore under their breath. Clients can't access their accounts, a manager said. If this lasts. It won't, the boss cut in. He turned back to her, voice low. You will unlock it. Right now. Her pulse thudded. I can't without written authorization. His face flushed. You're doing this to embarrass me. No, she said. I'm doing exactly what you told me to do. A beat. What? Follow protocol. The words tasted strange. Powerful. The system log scrolled behind her. Red lines bleeding down the screen. She felt sick watching it. Not because she was scared. Because she cared. I warned you, she said. The old code couldn't handle scale. You don't get to lecture me, he snapped. I'm not, she said. I'm explaining consequences. The room buzzed now. Phones pressed to ears. Slack messages flying. A board member's name appeared on someone's screen. The boss noticed. Why is the board calling? He demanded. No one answered. The senior engineer spoke again, voice steadier now. Because this isn't just a glitch, he said. It's structural. The boss spun on him. You're done, he said. After this meeting. There might not be an after, the engineer replied. Silence crashed down. The system chimed again. Estimated loss, $1.2 million and rising. A gasp rippled through the room. The boss's confidence cracked. He turned back to her. Lowered his voice. You can make this stop, he said. Name your price. The offer made her stomach turn. I already did, she said. What? I asked for respect, she said. For inclusion. For my work to be acknowledged. He scoffed. Don't be dramatic. She met his eyes. You called me useless. The word hung between them. He looked away first. HR cleared her throat. Sir, she said carefully, we need to de-escalate. The boss ignored her. You're enjoying this, he said to the intern. I can see it. She shook her head. I'm terrified, she said. And I'm angry. The truth surprised even her. I built this system to protect people, she continued. Clients. Employees. The company. And now it's hurting us, he snapped. It's exposing you, she corrected. The screen changed. A new window opened. Audit mode enabled. What is that? Someone asked. She felt a chill. That logs every action, she said. Every override. Every ignored warning. The boss stepped back. You can't do this. I already did, she said. The room erupted. This will show. Years of decisions. Emails. The boss's face drained of color. You're going to regret this, he said softly. She believed him. But she also knew something else. It was too late. The lights flickered. The system kept bleeding. And the truth was finally visible. The board call came through on speaker. No warning. No preparation. Just a sharp chime, and then a voice that carried authority without raising volume. Why are we seeing live losses? The boss straightened instantly. This is a temporary disruption, he said quickly. We're handling it internally. The intern watched his reflection in the glass wall. His confidence looked thinner now. Like paper held up to light. Internally, the voice asked. Our dashboard shows a system-wide lockdown. A pause. Who authorized that? No one answered. The boss glanced at her. Just for a second. She did, he said. The silence on the line stretched. Who is she? The voice asked. The boss hesitated. Then, dismissively, an intern. The word felt smaller than before. The senior engineer spoke up. That's not accurate, he said. The boss shot him a look sharp enough to cut. But the engineer didn't stop. She designed the authentication layer, he continued. The fail-safes. The audit triggers. The line crackled. Is that true? The board member asked. All eyes turned to her. She felt the weight of the moment press down. Not heavy. Clear. Yes, she said. I built it. Another pause. How long have you been with us? The voice asked. 11 months, she replied. 3 without a title. The boss's jaw tightened. You were paid as an intern, he snapped. She didn't look at him. I was paid to keep the system alive, she said. The screen behind her shifted again. Audit logs expanded. Names. Dates. Decisions. Ignored warnings. Budget cuts. Security risk signed off anyway. Someone whispered, "That's not good." The board member spoke again. Why were these alerts never escalated? The boss opened his mouth. She sent them, the senior engineer said. Emails. Tickets. Reports. The boss rounded on him. You're done, he hissed. Sit down, the voice on the line said. The room froze. The boss slowly lowered himself into his chair. The intern felt something inside her loosen. Not relief. Release. Why wasn't her role documented? The board asked. HR shifted uncomfortably. She wasn't formally on board, she said. There were budget constraints. The board member exhaled. So you had critical infrastructure built by someone you refused to recognize? No one answered. The losses ticked upward. The intern watched the numbers with a tight chest. I can stop it, she said. But I need the board to hear this first. Go on, the voice said. The system isn't broken, she explained. It's doing what it was designed to do. To protect data when leadership ignores risk. The boss scoffed weakly. She's spinning this. The board ignored him. Can you reverse it? The voice asked her. Yes, she said. But the audit stays. A long pause. That's not negotiable, the boss snapped. The board voice hardened. It is not your call. The boss went still. The intern felt a strange mix of fear and calm. I documented everything, she continued, because I knew this would happen. Why didn't you say something sooner? Someone asked. She swallowed. I did, she said. And I was told to stay in my lane. The words landed differently now. The board member was quiet for a moment. Then, who approved the decision to label her non-essential? The boss didn't answer. Who, the voice repeated, called her useless? Every head turned. The boss's face flushed. That was taken out of context, he said. The intern felt the room tilt. I was standing right here, she said. There was no other context. The board voice went cold. This meeting is no longer about the system, it said. It's about leadership. The word hit like a bell. Restore access, the board ordered. To her. Immediately. The boss stared at the table. HR nodded. The intern's phone buzzed. Admin access granted. She looked up. The boss didn't meet her eyes. Proceed, the board voice said. She placed her hands on the keyboard. For the first time in the room, she wasn't invisible. But as she typed, she knew something else. Fixing the system wouldn't fix everything. The truth was already out. And there was no undoing that. The keyboard clicks were the only steady sound in the room. Everything else felt unstable. Breathing. Posture. Power. She typed slowly on purpose. Not to delay. To be precise. The system responded instantly. Green indicators replaced red. One by one. A few people exhaled like they had been holding their breath for hours. The boss watched from his chair, rigid. Hands clenched. Jaw locked. She's not authorized to access audit depth, he said. The board voice cut in. She is now. That was the end of it. She opened a new window. Documentation. Internal. The title alone made the boss shift. These files are timestamped, she said. Immutable. The screen filled with folders. Authentication. Security risks. Ignored alerts. Budget overrides. Someone whispered, she kept everything. She nodded. I had to. Her voice was steady, but her chest felt tight. I wasn't allowed in meetings, she continued. So I documented decisions I wasn't invited to make. She clicked a file. Emails appeared. Warnings. Clear language. Simple English. This will fail under load. This exposes client data. We need more time. The responses were shorter. Not a priority. We'll revisit. Stay in scope. The boss stood abruptly. This is selective, he said. She's cherry-picking. The board voice didn't respond. Instead, scroll. She did. More emails. More warnings. Dates stretching back months. Someone from finance spoke up. These losses line up exactly with the ignored alerts. The boss turned to him. Are you accusing me? Yes, the finance lead said quietly. The word landed heavier than shouting. The boss looked around the room. No one met his eyes now. She opened another folder. Role classification. A single PDF. Her name. Status, temporary non-essential. Her throat tightened. That designation, she said, removed me from security briefings. HR shifted. That wasn't intentional, she said quickly. But it was convenient, the intern replied. The bored voice returned. Who approved this classification? Silence. Then, the boss spoke. I did. Every head turned. The room felt smaller. Why? The board asked. He hesitated. She was overstepping. The intern felt anger flare. I was doing my job, she said. You were challenging authority, he snapped. The bored voice hardened. Authority is not threatened by competence. The boss went still. She clicked again. Meeting transcripts. Audio waveforms filled the screen. She pressed play. The boss's voice echoed through the speakers. She's smart, but she doesn't fit the culture. Another voice laughed. Interns come and go. She paused it. The room was silent. No one defended him now. Her hands trembled. She steadied them. I didn't record these to trap anyone, she said. I recorded them to protect myself. The bored voice softened slightly. Did you feel unsafe? She thought about it. About the insults. The isolation. The pressure. Yes, she said. The boss slammed his hand on the table. This is a witch hunt. The board didn't flinch. This is accountability. The system chimed. System stabilized. The green indicators were back. The losses stopped climbing. But the tension didn't ease. The board spoke again. We are initiating an external review. The boss's face drained of color. Effective immediately, the voice continued. You are relieved of operational authority. The words hung in the air. The boss looked at the intern. For the first time, there was no anger in his eyes. Only fear. You did this, he said quietly. She met his gaze. No, she said. You documented it yourself. The bored voice added one last line. And we have the records to prove it. The call disconnected. The room didn't move. The intern closed her laptop slowly. She felt exhausted. Shaking. Relieved. But she also knew. This wasn't the end. It was the moment before the fall. The email went out before anyone could stop it. Subject: Leadership Review, Immediate Changes. Phones vibrated across the room. Once. Then again. People read in silence. The boss didn't. He stared straight ahead, like if he didn't look at the screen, it wouldn't be real. This is internal, he said. They can't just. The door opened. Two people stepped in. Not security. Not police. Legal. Their presence shifted the air instantly. Good afternoon, one of them said calmly. We're here on behalf of the board. The boss stood. You should have called first. The lawyer didn't smile. We did. You ignored it. The intern stayed seated. Her legs felt weak. She watched everything now like it was happening through glass. The lawyer glanced at her laptop. Are the audit logs secured? Yes, she said. Good. The boss snapped his head toward her. You've said enough. The lawyer raised a hand. No, she said. She hasn't. The word hasn't landed like permission. The lawyer turned to the room. We'll be conducting interviews, she said. Separately. Eyes dropped. Shoulders stiffened. This will include discussions of conduct, the lawyer continued. Language and misuse of authority. The boss laughed once. Short. Sharp. You're really doing this? Yes, the lawyer said. Because the data supports it. The intern felt her chest tighten again. Not fear this time. Relief. A journalist's name appeared on someone's phone. Why is the press calling? A manager whispered. The lawyer didn't answer. The second lawyer spoke instead. Because this company services public infrastructure. The boss's face went pale. You're leaking this? No, the lawyer said. Transparency requirements are. The intern swallowed. She hadn't thought about that part. The doors opened again. A woman stepped in, holding a badge and a notebook. Press. She didn't look at the intern. She looked straight at the boss. Can you confirm reports of internal retaliation against junior staff? She asked. The boss's mouth opened. Closed. The lawyer stepped in smoothly. All questions will be addressed in due course. The journalist turned her gaze. Are you the engineer who built the system? The intern felt every eye swing toward her. I contributed, she said carefully. The journalist tilted her head. Contributed, she repeated. The senior engineer spoke up. She designed it. The boss spun. Don't you dare. The lawyer cut him off. Enough. The word was final. The journalist scribbled something. The intern felt heat rise in her face. She hadn't wanted this part. Not the spotlight. Not the narrative. But she also knew silence was how this started. Yes, she said. I built it. The room went still. And when did you report concerns about leadership behavior? The journalist asked. She hesitated. The lawyer nodded slightly. Permission again. From the beginning, the intern said. I documented everything. The journalist's pen paused. Why? The intern thought for a moment. Because I wasn't believed. The words were simple. They landed hard. The boss slammed his chair back. This is outrageous, he said. You're letting an intern destroy years of work. The lawyer turned to him slowly. No, she said. She's showing us the work you destroyed. Silence followed. Heavy. Absolute. The journalist closed her notebook. That's enough for now, she said. But this story isn't going away. She left. The doors shut behind her. The boss looked around the room. No one met his eyes. Not HR. Not the managers. Not the engineers. He looked at the intern last. You think this makes you powerful, he said quietly. She shook her head. I think it makes the truth visible. The lawyer spoke again. Effective immediately, she said. You are placed on administrative leave pending investigation. The words echoed. The boss stood frozen. Then, security entered. Not forceful. Just present. This is a mistake, he said. No one answered. He gathered his jacket slowly. As he walked toward the door, he stopped. Turned back to the intern. You'll regret this, he said. Her heart raced. But her voice didn't shake. I already survived it, she said. He looked at her for a long moment. Then left. The door closed. The sound felt permanent. The intern sank into her chair. Her hands were trembling now. The lawyer approached her. You did the right thing, she said softly. The intern nodded. But she didn't feel victorious. She felt exposed. And she knew. The story wasn't finished yet. The office didn't feel the same the next morning. It was quieter. Not calm. Careful. People spoke in lower voices. Laughed less. Looked around more. The intern arrived early. Out of habit. Out of fear. Out of something she hadn't named yet. Her badge worked. That alone felt strange. She sat at her desk and stared at the screen without turning it on. Her hands rested in her lap, still shaking just a little. The system was stable now. Green across the board. But she wasn't. An email came in. From Board of Directors. Subject, role update. She didn't open it right away. She thought about the night before. Going home late. Sitting in the dark. Replaying every word. You don't belong here. The sentence still echoed. She opened the email. Effective immediately, your position is reclassified as lead systems engineer. Full compensation retroactive. We apologize for the oversight. Oversight. The word felt small. Her throat tightened anyway. Another email followed. External investigation confirmed. Leadership termination pending findings. She closed her laptop. Across the room, people watched her. Some with curiosity. Some with guilt. The senior engineer approached slowly. I should have spoken up sooner, he said. She nodded. I know. It wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't anger. Just truth. HR sent a meeting request. She declined. Not today. Her phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. This is Maya from the Tribune. Off the record, are you okay? She stared at it. Then typed back. I'm trying to be. Another message came in. They terminated him. She closed her eyes. Not relief. Not joy. Just a heavy exhale. Later, the office gathered. Not a celebration. Not an apology. An announcement. The interim director stood at the front. We failed, she said plainly. Not just in leadership, but in listening. The intern felt every word land. There will be changes, the director continued. Mandatory reporting channels. Oversight. People nodded. Some meant it. Some didn't. The intern didn't clap. She watched. After the meeting, she went to the restroom and locked the door. Her reflection looked the same. But her eyes didn't. They looked tired. Older. She pressed her hands to the sink. Breathing. The door opened. The journalist stood there. "I won't quote you," she said. "I just wanted to ask, what now?" The intern thought for a moment. "I keep building," she said. "But not in silence anymore." The journalist nodded. That night, the article went live. No slurs. No exaggeration. Just facts. Screenshots. Emails. Timelines. The comment sections exploded. Some supportive. Some cruel. She didn't read them. She sat at her desk late, lights dimmed, fixing small things. Quiet work. The kind no one noticed when it went right. Her phone buzzed one last time. A message from HR. "We're offering counseling services if you need them." She almost laughed. Almost cried. Instead, she typed back, "Thank you." She shut down her computer and stood. As she walked out, she passed the glass conference room. The same one. Empty now. She paused. For a second, she saw herself standing there again. Smaller. Silent. Then the image faded. She turned off the lights and walked away. Not healed. Not untouched. But standing. And for the first time, seen.